Even if I'm having a bad day, you know, Elijah, if I'm having a bad day, people like you can handle me that are grounded and just see me as, you know, maybe my energy's off or I'm aggressive. They don't attack me back because they're kind of just watching you in your stuff. They're not triggered by it. But people that have their stuff and I'm mad because I can't find their location. I'm like, where's your fucking location? It's the wrong thing. And she's like, well, let's, and I'm like, I'm driving. I said, where are you in Bridgeland? I said, are you on the first floor or the second floor? It says 200. She goes, who am I speaking with? And I'm like, this is not customer service. I said, this is Lisa Belter. She goes, I said, I have a meeting at 2:00 with Jared. She goes, click, hangs up on me. And I was like, I actually knew where it was. I just that I'd written it wrong and I wanted to make sure that I had the right address. And so when I showed up, I didn't get treated very nicely by him or her. I walked in, he makes me wait. He saw me come up. I sat down, she goes, hey, who are you here to see? Jared. She walks in. He's like, takes his time. I'm just like, really? I'm with my daughter, right? I'm watching this all play out. He doesn't like me. I don't like him. It's clear when we're talking. And I'm like, he's just dead fish for me. I ask him questions. He's like, blah, 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 blah. We leave. I look at the receptionist and I say, was it you that was on the phone with me? She goes, what? And he goes, no, it was her, Mimney. And I already knew who it was because I Googled them when I was in the car with Sarah. I'm like, who the fuck was on the phone? Oh, it's this black lady. I know exactly that energy. And I kind of looked half in. I'm like, yep, that was her. And I said, thank you very much. And he goes, well, I'll email you. And I'm like, sure you will.
Wait, what was his relationship to you? And
I was looking at a place for rent in Bridgeland because my intuition said that my boss lied to me. He told me that he had seen somebody and referenced me because he was trying to get out of paying me more. So he was trying to butter me up. Hey, Lisa, I'll give you $100 more per door. And I'm like, that doesn't feel right. Yeah, well, let's just talk about it. I'm like, okay. I said, but and he goes, but I was here the other day, Buki, I was at their developments and I mentioned them and they're ready to do sales in April. And I'm like, oh, but my intuition went bullshit somewhere. So what did I do? I drove there. I found the building, I made an appointment and they don't need any salespeople at all. And so now I've caught him in this fucking lie, that this unintegrity, instead of just being like, Lisa, I'm not paying you more. I'm too cheap. Like, instead of this run around, like I'm not a dog. I'm like chasing his bone. Like, you got a bone? You got a bone? So I was so mad because I was just there to prove a point and he treated me like shit that when I left, I was like, I'm going to write a shit Google review about you. I hope the owners get it because your energy sucks. Your tours suck. This is what I do for a living. So I phoned him this morning. Hey, Jared, I just had one more question because maybe I didn't have the developer, maybe there was another building and maybe I got it wrong in the matrix. So I phoned and said, I'm not interested in renting your building. It's the wrong timing and there's too many variables. I said, however, I have one more question for you. He phoned me back. I missed the call. I phoned back and guess who do I get? Mimi. Hi. Hi. And who is this? It's Lisa Belter. And sorry, who did you want to speak with? Jared. Oh, he's not in right now. Sure, he's not. I'm like, but maybe you can help me. Oh, okay. So I asked, is there any other developer by Bucci here? Yeah, there's actually a place where they actually sell the units. I'm like, oh, thank you. I needed that piece of information. No need for Jared to call me back. Thank you. Click, done. Now all I have to do is just go follow up with the other Bucci, other residents, just to see what's going on there. Because maybe he meant the rental versus like you'd buy them versus renting. Like maybe I had the wrong building, right developer, but wrong building. I don't want to jump to conclusions. I want to make sure that my information is like solid. So I'll go off the handle, right? I'll get so mad that he's trying to trick me that I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to play this game. So I just have one more meeting to do and then I'm not calling him or seeing my boss until I'm ready. I have all the information.
then the hammer is coming down.
Well, I'm learning, Elijah, like you have like your wood rabbit or metal rabbit?
I'm a water rabbit.
Water rabbit. You're probably like a big body of water, like an ocean, like you're you know, you're quick and you like being friends and you like being social, but your energy is probably a little more stable. Like, you know, like if you're a rabbit in a boat, you're probably like, okay, we're cruising around. And sometimes the storm's really big and it's fucked up, but for most times you're, yeah, chilling. So I figured that if I just don't do anything, that's probably better for my energy because I'm a metal dog. And my whole signs are always being about rah and I just get my information, then I can just stare at him and go, I know what you're up to. I slammed the door on my hand because I was mad he didn't make my meeting. And I literally, this is called fuck you, male, and this is the female. And I'm like, yep, fuck you too. I literally was unconscious. I slammed the door because I was looking for Jay to see if he was coming to the meeting. And I slammed it on there. I almost cried. It was so painful. So I knew the universe was like, okay, we're mad. We are angry and I'm not holding him accountable. Like in a nice way. I need to, it's like finding that right way of wisdom of the master going, aha, you weren't at the meeting. Ooh, but you know, instead of like going in there with my slayer, my sword, like, fuck you. Like I'll bring that out when I need to.
Yeah.
But because it cost me my energy. They don't give a rat's ass. They have the money. I'm the one that's slaying them, but it doesn't matter. There's 10 more dragons there to slay.
Yeah. So what's the best case scenario to get out of it?
I keep just listening because it changes. First, it's I better say something, and then I wait, and then I wait and wait. Then it's like I get mad. No, I'm gonna wait, and I just keep rolling it. So right now I'm at you're paying me $1,000 a month plus no, you pay me $1,000 a door plus $2,000 like base for the property management. Or you're paying me $1,000 a door, giving me a bonus May 1st of 5,000, or you give me 10,000 when the building sells, so he has a way out. You know, so it's a fair like a money way out because I know what the exchange for me is. And if he says no, Lisa, I'm not doing that's not a value for me. I'll go great. Then you don't value what I'm doing for you. That's fine. You can't see what I'm doing for you in the building. I can. So I'll give you 30 days, and I'm going at the end of February.
Right.
And so what I did on purpose is I took his numbers, I plugged them into Rent Faster because I had numbers without rent and without pet fees. And I put everything in there, Elijah. I put the new rents because he raised them again because he thinks our building is too cheap. And compared to the other buildings, I put the parking in there at 170, I put the pet fee in there at 20, and I loaded it up Rent Faster. No calls. Because that's what he's asking. He's asking them to pay $2,200 for a 2-bedroom that's not a true 2-bedroom. $2,270 for a 2-bedroom plus utilities plus internet. So now I'm at $2,500. No problem for 2 professional people, but that's the message I want to get to the universe. Great, you want to come in? I have one show. After I did that, it went ghosted. No, I didn't hear it from anybody. Today though, I got a call at 6 in the morning when I was doing my spiritual work. Hi, we're 2 professionals. We want to be in mission. Told her all about it. She goes, this sounds like the perfect building for me. I love you guys already. I'm like, yep, see you tomorrow.
Wow.
Great. If I can get $2,200 and they don't mind the rest of the stuff, great. Good. Jay can win. He can win too if he feels that he was mirroring me, Elijah. I was like, it's fucking, it's too much money. And then I went, oh, it's me that feels it's too much money. I can't afford it. Not the other people. They're wealthy. Oh, and then he raises them again. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, you believe you're worth that. Your building's worth that. Oh, I didn't think I was worth that. Oh, okay, I'm worth that. Fuck yeah, this game on. Let's play that game. I'm worth it. $2,500 a month. Let's do it, baby. Where do you want to live? So I go over to when I was at the Dominion, and this guy's saying, well, it's $2,250. I says, well, $2,250 for what? Well, it's $2,250 a month. Yes. Does that include parking? No. How much is parking? It's 170. Okay. But if you want to stall, permanent stall, it's 250. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to play this rat race. Go into the really? And how much is utilities? Well, you have to actually pay for water and this. I have to pay for, well, how much? Well, I don't know. You don't have an estimate? What's the estimate? I don't know. This guy fucking know nothing. I said, but there's forced air. So there's actually technically, what are you guys paying for? Nothing. Like I left there thinking like, you're trying to hoodwink me. There's actually all these extra costs. Plus. I said, so I'm looking at $3,000 for a 2-bedroom. That's 700 square feet. That feels like I'm in a fucking trailer. I didn't say it, I didn't swear. I said, I feel like I'm in a trailer. Right? And I said, small. I said, small. Hey, Sarah. She goes, yeah, my room's small. And it didn't feel like 700 square feet because I work in 700 square feet. I know what that feels like.
Hmm.
It was nicely done. Like for one person, Elijah, like you want to live in a box. Like it was nicely feng shui. Like I couldn't really pick it apart for that.
Hmm.
But that his energy was dishonest and the doors kept slamming. Like I look for all the signs when I stand there. Slam, bang, slam, bang. This lady comes through and she's like, get out of my way. Like, you're in my fucking way. And then I run into her coming back and she's like, oh, I forgot my keys in the apartment. Bye, Jared. And I'm like, that's the kind of energy that's in this building. Fucking pissed off, passive aggressive women and men don't have their fucking shit together, nor their communication. Oh yeah? Well, the universe is nice enough to download all of this nice information for me. Thank you very much. So what do, Elijah? I'm like driving. I'm going to drive by my sister's house because I haven't seen her for a year. And I park in front. I'm like, oh, they're getting work done on the building finally. That's nice. You know, get my text and then I leave. What happens within like 12 hours? She texts me. And it was not a nice text. And my heart just cracked open this morning, like cracked open. And I haven't cried like that in a long time for my sister. I wasn't even going to react to it. I was like, no, this isn't, I get it. She doesn't have the whole information. She doesn't have the whole story. So but my heart hurt, like literally, I almost was going to tell her that I loved her and send her a birthday card and send her something funny that I found of hers from when she was 18. And then I was like, okay, get it. I still love you. You'll get it. You'll pick it up one day. But my heart is like, it hurts, Elijah. Like it is raw. Because I just love my family so much. I love my sister so much. And I'm just trying to help her. I'm trying to help Wendy. I'm trying to help my mom. I'm making shit happen in this universe with my energy. And I keep getting shit on by them and like punched down. And you're like this, your shitty deals, Lisa. Like everything's about my fucking colon. I'm holding on all this shit for my family. And I can't do it anymore. I can't hold the world on my back. I can't hold my family on my back anymore. I will literally like die in an accident because I'm just so tired and worn out and beaten down because of my heart and my goodness for this world. I'm just not going to have that happen. So I'm done with helping my family. They can do their own work. All I'm going to do is just be and listen and just phone them when I need to. I'm done. Like I'm finally having bowel movements again, like because I've totally transitioned this plane, this whatever they've given me, I'm done it. I'm on to the next one. I'm like done. And that's why I didn't mean to do a healing with Colin. We were just trying something out with the tuning forks and it was epic. I mean, it floored me. I'm so happy that happened today. I got another piece of my pie, basically. And I don't need to go back to that building again or see that healer because I get that, you know, people are very sly in when they're healers. They only get to a certain level. And as soon as you surpass them or you see into them, then it's no good anymore. Then you better get out, right? Because they mean well, but they have other energies on top of them. And I felt it when I asked them something like, yeah, I can't see you for that. I might be able to see him for something else, but I can't see you for that. And then I got a huge download today, Elijah. Like I can't even. There's like so many bad people in this world that just love to take your energy. They just love to steal whatever you have because your light is so light and your love is so big. They just want a piece of that. They're so dark and ugly and unhappy. Yeah, I can see them now. I can feel them and I can see them. I'm back. I'm fucking back. Whatever they took from me, I am back to it. And they're not taking it from me this time. Because my fucking tiger will come out. I'll fucking eat them. I will like I will nail them to the cross like they've been nailing me all this time. It's not happening. Not this lifetime, not at all. They could come at me and they can do their shit, but I'm way more creative and brilliant and intelligent than that to have them think that my light is going to be taken by them. No way, man. Light always trumps dark, always. Creativity always trumps dark. And they can play their games and I'm just going to watch them. And in my mind, I'm going to say, I know who you are, but not today. And resources are coming to me. I'm getting what I need. Resources are coming in right timing. And so that I can go do what I need to do. Write a book, take a holiday, take my daughter to somewhere, come see you. The resources are coming. And thank goodness I had my mom and my dad. Like those two people there in the behind, like I thank God I had my dad. My mom is like so strong, Elijah. She's like a gift. She's like Isis, you know, and had these 3 beautiful daughters who've been pounded on by the universe. Like that's how I see my family now. I get my dad, and I get who my mom is, I get who my sisters are, and I'm like, let's go. Like I'm game on. I get it. I got the pieces that I need right now. I didn't phone my uncle today and say on my way to my healing appointment, hey, uncle, look at me. I'm wearing my army hat and my hunting outfit because he's a hunter. And I hunted today. I hunted a huge piece that I got out of my body and I saw it and I saw who. And this year is not a good year for land at all, for moving land into the northeast, nor is it good for wood, for construction. Wood construction is good for mining and earth. That's it. So those fuckers are going to burn themselves. I don't even have to do anything. The universe is just going to go collapse. We're just going to take your fucking money away, or we're going to have something happen to you, or you're going to have a heart attack, or whatever they've got going on. So I thought about it. I could say, hey, you did this, hey, you did that, but I don't have to anymore. The universe is just going to go, ooh, Zuckerberg, see you later. Tom Cruise, see you later. You can't do that to those women. Whatever cult fucking bullshit you guys got going on. I don't have to fight that battle. I'll just take care of what I need to take care of here.
So when do you see this guy?
Which my boss or?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the right timing, Elijah, because I was gonna phone or I was gonna, but now I'm waiting for his energy to find me. I don't have to go looking for people anymore. They just pop up. That he sent me money is like, hey, we sent you some money. I don't know what it's for. Where's the communication? Oh, there is none. Okay. Did you make an accounting error or you're just, what are you doing? So I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna keep doing my job because, you know, we still haven't sorted this out. It's supposed to be up for negotiation, but he's not like, hey, Lisa, let's get this cleared up. Let's tidy this up. I'm just getting more information as the days go on. And when the right timing comes, I will see him and he will bring it up. Hey, Lisa, I'm like, oh, okay. You have time to chat? Okay, good. Well, this is what I see. How's that work? Oh, and then he'll have his reaction. And I'm just grateful I have some good people around me right now. I always have. You're one of them. I have good helpers helping me out, you know, because it's a lot. This whole bipolar bullshit. Like honestly, like I'm off my medication and on to, you know, methylene blue and the other stuff that I need and the melatonin and like I'm good. Like I'm good. Like fuck you guys. I can wire my own nervous system. I can monitor my own energy and I can just take supplements that are so cheap. I don't need the pharmacy. I don't need you fuckers telling me to behave and stay on my drugs, and it's just the way I am. They can all go to hell. I now like, sorry, I'm done with you in the system. I
Hmm.
didn't have the strength or the power before, but there was something wrong with me. But I'm ready now, like I'm prepared. And so I've got to get my house in order every day. I jig the matrix by cleaning something and organizing it and weeding out what I don't need and getting a memory or a hit from something and placing it where it needs to be. It's like this game. It's fun for me because it's my game.
Hmm.
I gave back this healer. I gave back the painting he gave to me with his fingers, you know, like his painting was like this. And he gave it to me. We exchanged paintings. He said, oh, I'll have a painting of yours. I'll give you one of mine. My sister framed it and I'm rooting around in my shit this morning. And I'm like, oh, there's his painting. You know what? I'm going to give this to him. This feels like I need to give it back. Like, not a bad thing, just, hey, he'd probably really like that. So I gave it back to him. He put it in his room, his healing room. So that, I'm done with that. Now he can go away. Because I can see things in people where they're hiding, hide their innocence, their pretendness. And really what's underneath it is something that's probably shouldn't be there. Because I can feel it now. I can feel it like it in my, I can just hit me like a brick almost, you know. He did help me today. So however his service, whoever was helping him out, helped me out today in a big way. I didn't get it all, Elijah, but I got a good 90% of it.
So how are you going to spend the rest of the day?
I just hanging out with you, and then I get to, you know, go pick up my daughter. And that's all I have to do today is just spend time with Sarah and, you know, take it easy and make some food with her. Like she's so, I downloaded the whole story with her today about what happened to her, her birth, the bowels, what happened to my, you know, my trauma of watching like all the stuff that I know, like she got poo stuck in her, she had I gave her goat's milk because I was trying to mimic my breast milk because I was on by lithium and I didn't want to give it to her. And my chiropractor said, hey, Lisa, give her goat's milk. It's the same molecule, same size as breast milk. So I did. But he forgot to tell me, or he didn't know that it's constipating for babies. That's what happened is Sarah got really constipated. And she was crying, and Doug and I didn't know what to do. And we're new parents and we're trying to console her and rub her, and we're bouncing her butt on our arms as her poo was stuck. We were basically pounding her fucking ass for hours until we finally like, we should phone somebody, and we phoned a nurse. She's like, did you check her diaper? We're new parents. I didn't know to do that. We were just thought she was upset or crying. We were trying to console her and like, you know, like a baby. And then I open up and there's this fucking hard piece of poo stuck in her opening. And I'm like, oh, can't tell you. Oh my God. We didn't know, you know, I should, but when I realized that I did that, I just felt such shame. You know, I just felt terrible. And Doug's like, you're damn holistic shit, Lisa, you're chiropractor, fuck. And I had to pull her poo out with tweezers. I just felt like a bad person. I knew it wasn't my fault. It was just trying to help. And then she had this other poo stuck. She couldn't get this poo out another time. And I tried to shove my hand up her poo, but I couldn't grab it. She's screaming on the toilet. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to help. Because I said, you want me to help you? Mommy, help me. And I'm like, trying to grab her poo out and I can't. It made it worse. And then sure enough, years later, she's got this poo stuck and I know not to do anything. I'm like, I can't do anything, Sarah. The poo's gonna come out on its own. I can't help you. I can't help you. And I laughed and she laid on my stairs. She did her own thing. Laid on my stairs on the side, and this huge poo she pooed on my stairs on my house coat. Like her body knew what to do. I just like, okay, I remember that memory. I'm not pulling your poo out. That's a bad idea. And I told her that whole story this morning of like poo and holding your shit in and what that means for my whole life, holding my poo in. And I'm scared to express myself or go to pee, somebody would hear me or smell or stink or anything or fart, like heaven forbid. You're a human being in front of other human beings. That was Darren's thing. You could never fart. Like he was disgusted if you farted. And I had all this shit hanging. I never went poo with him because I was like, better not be human. So this is my poo story. This is my whole thing. And Sarah poos just fine now. She's been pooing for a long time. But I needed to tell her the poo story that she's not holding her shit on this time. And I've dealt with my poo. I'm pooing now too. We're good. Let's go have some fun now. Let's assimilate. Let's digest. Let's get rid of the stuff we don't need anymore. You know? And I'm just happy that she's that kind of human spirit for me, that she's let me make mistakes and correct my mistakes. You know, I'm the best mom in the world for her. You're the best mom. I'm like, are you sure, Sarah? I'm like, sometimes I'm not so nice to you. Nope, mom, you're the best mom for me. And I am, and I work hard at saying I'm sorry and I fucked up, or I'm angry, my brain hurts. Can you leave me alone, please? I love you, but just go away. My brain hurts and I don't want to yell at you or smash the wall with my fist. Our kids, you know, they take on a lot of our stuff that we're not willing to deal with. Thank God there's love in the universe, because out of love, I'm holding my family. And out of love, I do this out of love, not out of needing to prove that I'm right. I love Wendy. Very gifted, very gifted. You know, I want the money now. Like I'm ready to receive so that I can go do and support. I want to do stuff with Wendy, go do stuff with Wendy. If I want to move to Willow Bunch, move to Willow Bunch. If I want to go live in Mexico for 2 years, then I'm just going to go live in Mexico. I'll take my daughter with me and not worry about it. Not worry about anybody trying to fuck me for money or be nice to me for money or lure me in because I need the money because I'm starving or I need to pay my rent. It's not their fault. It's just mirror, mirror. And I'm grateful for you, Elijah. I know I talk a lot, but when he said, Lisa, you've given him lots of opportunities every time you pause for him to talk. So try not to beat yourself up. And I said, yeah, I know, but I know I talk a lot, Wendy. And she goes, well, maybe he talks a lot. Maybe he talks on other platforms and maybe it's all even. Yeah, maybe it is all even. I don't know. But you let me heal, Elijah. And you let me tell my truth without interrupting me and cutting me off or telling me I'm silly or wrong or stupid or crazy. And that benevolent witness that sees me, that just lets me, is like, I can't think of any greater gift to give another human being, is to let them talk than just be okay with wherever they're at. And I want to come out and see you. I loved hanging out with you that day on the beach. It's really rewarding to see you.
Well, I'm thinking I'll come out to Calgary at some point. I figure there's a place I got to go on the island and then Calgary and then Saskatchewan. And so I am aiming out there and to spend some time, like at least maybe a month or so.
Well, Mike, I have a very long couch here for you that would fit you.
Oh yeah.
My red couch is literally like, it's 2, 4, 6. It's like 7 feet, 8 feet, whatever it is. And you're welcome at my house anytime for free, for nothing. I cook for you. Doesn't matter. I would gladly love to have you here.
I'd love to be there. I'd love to spend some time with you and your daughter. Because Calgary, for me, coming back to Calgary is a big thing because so much has happened since then, and coming back to me with something now.
Mm-hmm.
And to a place where maybe it'll be received sort of, at least I'm different. I feel like like we both have been through the
Mill.
the cauldron. And you're right, you know, I hear such strength in your voice, and knowing, you know, when you know, and you know when you can see them, and you know what they're going to do, and now you go, I'm not going to placate you. I'm not going to, you know, do all the patterns I've done. Now you meet me in my strength. And that's a very different sort of discussion.
Yeah.
And I think for you, it's, and for both of us, it's keeping our anger in check. And still using that energy to be strong, but we don't have to hammer. Like you can, it's sort of like knowing appropriate measures.
Yeah.
And I think that's the true, you know, when you can really just discern in that moment, okay, how do I handle this energy coming through me? Because it's getting bigger and bigger. And you keep talking that way, and I'm going to have to deal with this, because you're going to have to deal with this. We're going to have to deal with this.
Yeah. And I know that the anger really, Elijah, for me is just my sadness of being beaten down over and over. Like it's like they beat your little person out of you, and then you just become hard and you just become angrier because they keep trying to control you and hold you by your foot or your tail or laugh at you, and you're trying so hard to just see the world and help the world. But you know, I had a funny, when I was in the Hoffman process out in Vancouver or Victoria, wherever that was. You remember the Hoffman process? Did you ever go do that? It's right after, before or after Landmark. And I finished the whole thing. And I was one of the last people left on the little island or wherever we were, Hollyhock or wherever it was.
Right.
And I was walking around. We had this loop that you were allowed to walk, but everybody was gone. And I'd gone manic. I'd literally met manic in their program. But I was like walking and I was singing. I just was singing. I was so happy to be out in the wilderness just singing. And out jumps a fucking wild turkey. Like I'm literally walking and this fucking wild turkey jumps out this like it's fucking thing. And he's like, ah, and I'm like, ah, and I screamed and I went, no, fuck that. Like that the fucking turkey took off. And he's maybe had babies or something. It was probably like, oh, fucking predators coming. And I remember going, yeah, fuck off. Because I was just enjoying myself, and but that turkey was going, hey, you're too close to my babies or whatever, right? Like it was protecting whatever it was doing. But instead of me backing down that time, I roared like nobody's business. Because I had to get out all that energy, all that bound up. That turkey helped me get rid of all my bound up energy. That was like being held there, of being, you know, scared or threatened.
Mm.
It was protecting it, but then it released this energy that needed to let go. And now I use turkey feathers all the time for my smudging and my healing. I don't I don't have an eagle feather. I have a turkey feather. Sorry, that was a lot to share.
Well, it's I knew it had to come out.
No pun intended, no poo intended. I guess what I called myself, I'm going to make a new channel. I'm going to call myself the Dirty Prophet.
The Dirty Prophet.
The Toxic Prophet, the Dirty Prophet, the Pooey Prophet, the shitty. Oh no, sorry, the Shitty Prophet. I'm going to call you're like you're the love prophet. I'm going to be the Shitty Prophet because of my shit stories. I got tons of them. The Shitty Prophet. I came at that the other day talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. I'm gonna be the Shitty Prophet.
Yeah, maybe it's a catchphrase. Maybe.
Maybe I just wrote it down because I thought it was funny. We'll see how it sits with me because it's kind of funny.
It is.
I looked up the Detox Queen, but she's taken on Instagram, so I don't think the Shitty Prophet's taken. Or the Dirty Prophet, or whatever you want to call it. Like, I don't know. I know that there's something there for me because it's the two spectrums of serious but real, but it's the true stories about your shit. Poo prophet. I don't know. Like there's some meaning in this poo story of my life. you know. You look like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This guy told me that I'm working with this Iranian woman who's helping me with the software, and she got a job offer, and they asked me for a reference, and so he called me up, and he works for this big sort of a BC nonprofit, and I sell him on everything I got
Really? You did?
in 3 minutes. So we got a call at some point, and he may hire her, and then I'm going to work with him and her to actually create something with these guys for new immigrants coming into Canada, I think, to
Hey.
create culture and to communicate and to connect, right?
Yeah.
And so he said that because I think I had this background too, and he goes, I didn't know, I thought I was talking to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. You look like Obi-Wan. You are my wisdom. You are my prophet for sure.
Well, if there's anything, it's knowing when to listen. With you, I know when to listen. That's the one thing.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was actually kind of funny when he said, no, it's your turn. I'm going to ask you questions. And I'm looking at you going, there's no way. You got so much that's got to come out right now.
What I tried though, I was like, okay, talk. And
No.
you're like, we just weave it, right? It just does shit. And on my internet matrix. Okay, I got a new phone call. Jump me in. I was on the wrong line. Fucking dogs were there. Root, root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel any better?
Yeah, I do. It's just my heart chakra it was spinning the wrong way today. It was spinning backwards. And then we worked on it and it was spinning the right way. And there's just a big healing that it's sore, because that energy is being released, and there's just been a lot of pain there. Like it's literally tender, like that there's like a hole, and it's just really tender.
I think you need a nice long bath.
I took one before I came here. That's why my hair was all goofy.
Okay, well, maybe another one.
I did literally just salt bath, like salt and baking soda bath. And I think hanging out with Sarah and just watching a movie with her would be good, or baking, or I just need to sit down and do something with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get an ice cream, like just whatever.
Well, how about we'll end it there, because I just feel like I think that's enough for you. You need some time alone to process. So wonderful to hear your stories, and for you to trust me to speak them. And I think this is a huge, another huge leap in your own healing. And watch out, world. Lisa Belter.
Now it's time to just have some more fun, right, Elijah? Like I see why you dress up and do your thing now, because it's fun. Like I was almost gonna dress up, and then I'm like, oh, I'm too tired for that. This is my uniform today. I did the army thing. And I didn't mean to. I just grabbed stuff because I was late driving Sarah to school. But I put on my knife because I got a knife at the army surplus store. See?
Oh, nice.
And I used to have it by my bed because I'd be like, okay, fuckers, what are you up to? And I could never figure out how to close it for safety. I'd be like, how the fuck do I close this bucket? Anyway, so I just put it on as part of, you can't see it, but I put it on part of my, it's like I literally have a little thing that's what I look like her. I love you.
I love you too. See you soon.
Okay.
Soon.